city budget,
I guess.
It's frustrating.
So you don't have 14 in your pocket.
You guys ready? Should we do this?
Every year we have.
Well, I don't have to call to order because.
You call the order of the work session. Yep.
Okay, we called to order the regular work session meeting of January 22nd.
Like with our cats too, they were very
Val, I see your dad every once in a while. Looks like he's having fun.
See him down at the barn?
Hey,
That sounds about right.
Get it? Good.
order in the court here.
Don't know what you want to start with.
Department head
Might as well start with the department heads.
So we got 2 years.
Val, you want to start with you?
Sure. I don't have a lot for you this month. We're just trying to get that end grant agreement done. We're waiting on the rest of the funds to come in so we can finalize that. At the end of December, I found out that we did get another grant for $10,000 that I applied for. It was the easiest grant application ever. I wrote them a nice letter and said, basically, this is what we're doing. Will you please consider giving us some funds? And they sent us a check for $10,000, so it was really wonderful. And I found out about that one from the librarian in Adrian, who is originally from Tracy, so that was kind of neat.
That was nice.
Otherwise, we have our winter reading program going on, and we have about 40 people signed up, which is about what we usually have. Any questions?
And all the grants you got only can be used for specific things. Right?
Right, so this specific one, because the other one can only be used for capital improvements, we couldn't use that for any furniture or anything like that. So with this one, I specifically said, we need chairs and desks and a projector and that sort of thing that we can't buy with the other grants. So yeah, that, it has to be used for those things.
Thank you for getting that done.
Yeah.
Thanks. All right, thanks.
Hi.
Point of order.
Sandy, do you want to go? I'm sorry, Shirley, what did you say?
Talking to yourself.
Oh, okay.
I was just wondering why the mayor wasn't thanking him as a point of order, that you should be the one running the meeting.
I did thank her. She might not have heard that. Mine probably wasn't as loud as Tony's.
Yep.
Okay, Sandy.
So Nanette was there from Olivia on Tuesday, and she made some suggestions like changing prices, using 49 or 99 versus like 19.29 or something. We did look at a report that said it was like 29 or 23.9% gross profit, which is like 1.1% off of the 25, what they think we need. So I've been going around doing some changes. We also have the wine tasting event at the Caboose. That's January 31st from 6 until 7:30. Robin, I don't even know how to say her last name, from St. Michelle will be there, and they'll be serving snacks. The cost is $10 if you pre-register.
Hopefully that'll be a good thing for everybody.
I didn't advertise it in the paper. I didn't really want to spend the money, but we've been handing out flyers to customers and posting it around town.
And the chambers advertising.
So do you have any questions?
I don't know, does anybody else? Thank you.
Thanks.
Shane, anything you want to discuss?
It's been fairly boring as far as weather, so I guess right now we're just doing some insulating and building repairs inside from the cold snap. I think we still have the ice rink after this warm stretch, so they really haven't had any stable weather where the school has wanted to have someone man the rink yet. That could come now after the snow, I'm not sure what's gonna bring there, but, other than that, I've been spending a lot of time in the office trying to get end of year stuff done, but that's kinda what we're up to. If you guys have any questions or concerns? We'll be moving snow tonight, it'll be our first round. Official round of the year where we actually had to start around midnight. But,
Say, that was the first parking notification that was
Yep.
going out this year.
we kinda advised on that last one, but it wasn't really enough to justify paying double time and a half for, so.
Yeah.
We just kinda let that lay for a day, but it really wasn't enough to bother too much, but just by going around on the emergency route today, there's a good amount up there. It's really heavy too, so. That's all I have.
Do we want to do your comment now or during the council meeting? Probably during the council meeting, huh?
And then I think the last meeting which you guys conducted the way to appoint someone, I think that was helpful. I don't know if you guys want to follow that same procedure, discuss the candidates, and then someone makes a motion after you have, each council member's had some input on the candidates. I think that was a helpful procedure, and kind of delving through the candidates. I'll defer to you, but I think that went well, so.
As long as you brought that up, there's not quite the urgency on this seat as there would have been on the last one. I personally would like to have a couple of council members conduct interviews with some of them, and bring back a recommendation. Because there's a lot of new names on there.
Three new or four
Three, I
brand new?
think.
You got,
Three brand new
where's my
ones.
note? You got 3 brand new ones. Jerry Shones, Nick Jacob, and this Anthony Dimmers. Then there's James Green as a carryover, Jody Severson, Rhonda, and Rosemary.
I know it was 3 or 4, so yeah, that wouldn't be the worst.
Because we got no way, no way to contact all of them without a phone number or an address, or so you can't even get to know them before. That was going to be my recommendation.
Appoint a committee,
Know how you wanna?
do you know, have you had any contact with the applicants?
Not really.
Okay. Because some of them might not even be here,
Right.
so,
That's what I'm thinking. My suggestion would be sometime this week or before the next council meeting. I was going to suggest David Cow form an interview, do the interviews, and come back to the council with a recommendation.
yeah, as long as it's not quorum, you can
Right.
form a committee to interview the applicable candidates, then notify them to be at the next
Mhm.
council meeting if you wanted to proceed that way. Or you could conduct an interview at a meeting itself. That might get timely though.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Because there's what, 7? That's still
We've got
happening.
7 total. Yeah.
It just depends on what the council wants to do.
In the past, that's what we wound up doing, is a smaller number would interview the handful and bring back the council with recommendation. And then you still discuss it just like we did last time.
Right.
Just, we recommend this, and you can argue, well, I want this, and talk it over and decide then. But I think in my mind, that's gonna be the best bet in lieu of not having an election. At least we get to know them all, give them all an equal shot.
It's up to the
Yeah.
council on what they want to do. You can have a discussion like you had last meeting. You can interview them at a meeting. You can form a committee to conduct the interviews on all the applicants. It really is what the council prefers. So long as they're not a quorum, because then we have to have open
Right.
meetings.
As long as we don't have an urgency, as long as you two are okay doing that.
Sure.
What do you think?
That's fine.
Okay, then I'll do that when we get to it on the agenda. I haven't got anything else
I
but
was gonna say,
Jake.
does anybody else?
Really short agenda this time.
Big difference.
So unless we have a lot to talk about, do we want to change the time of these meetings?
Sometimes we don't know if we're gonna have a lot until we get here.
Right.
Or you could tell from,
Right now, the only advantage I can see having it is it gives the department heads a chance to get in early, get out and have a meal at a normal time. I personally don't see the need to.
because we're gonna sit
do
here
this.
for 45 minutes,
Yep.
even if we did it at 6.
We could always
Yes,
leave it
really?
at, we could always leave it at 5:30, and then when you send out the first batch, and we go through it, we could always decide, you know, to keep it at 5:30 this week, or we move it to like 6 o'clock, just to go through it, and then there's still
Are they
plenty.
advertising that working meeting anywhere?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's done.
second
Second
meeting.
Yeah, I know, but it's done on the carousel or it's
Yeah,
advertised.
posted
And then on
out
the
here.
hallway.
Okay.
Yep.
So we're 3 days out anyhow, so we could always do that after the Wednesday when we see what's coming up.
Does that give you enough
Decide
time?
when we need to
I
start
don't
it.
send the agendas out till Thursday and then I post it Friday.
No.
I mean,
Because lately we haven't
we haven't had a lot, and that's,
had a lot.
it's added more confusion in my opinion than help by having it this way. It's like you're having two meetings about a meeting, I'm not getting this and I'm not getting that. I would be in favor of just eliminating the work. And if you need to do something where we gotta get together and talk about it, you can always call a special meeting, emergency meeting, whatever's necessary to get done, keep it to that single issue, but.
Really, the only time it really helped was when they, like the engineers were in here discussing projects and, you know,
And we're not gonna have any of that for the most part this year.
we don't have anything this year.
And if we do, we can always add it.
And you'll know when, you're gonna know before you set an agenda, if the engineers are coming down to give a brief, or the finance report's coming down to do that, and you could advertise it in enough time that we could do that early, and
Yeah, we'll know earlier in the week.
Yeah.
If we just
that,
have,
that's the way I,
So, and these are televised, right?
Yep.
So, do you guys want to present so you can get out of here? Or would you rather wait?
We opted not to tonight because some members of our group couldn't make it,
Okay,
and Jeff Carpenter was one.
okay.
And so Denny and I just.
Oh, so you're just here just hanging out with us?
Yeah. Just visiting.
Okay.
well, and they're the group that actually requested the annexation, so it'd be here representing the group for the public hearing of the annexation. So.
Okay.
But we hope that the first meeting in February, and maybe the second, depending on our availability, that then we can make a more formal presentation and
Okay.
explain what we have in mind and our thoughts are going forward. But because of the weather tonight, we just,
Well, I know because you had us all confused when you guys walked in. We're like, oh, I thought they weren't coming.
No, we'd like to talk a little bit about the organizational structure,
Okay.
and just a little background that might be helpful, kind of educational.
but Jim and I just decided to come in just on our own and listen in. And we didn't know that the annexation was on the agenda also.
Okay, with that, shall we adjourn till 6:30?
Might as well.
Did we decide about the work session?
Pardon me?
Do
What did we
need a
decide
motion
about
for the work
at the
session?
regular meeting, they can't do a motion.
Regular
Yep.
meeting.
We don't do motions, no.
At the meeting though, if you guys wanna do that, just make the motion to strike that from the second meeting. of
Right.
February.
So we need to add that to the agenda.
Yeah.
You're messing it up there, David.
That would be the first time in my
Yep.
life.
That's what I would do. See, there it goes again.
What did it do?
Like, look,
Conversation with a bunch of kids, when they're 16 years old. Have you seen it where that one demonstration
are you ready? Okay, we'll call the order to the regular Tracy City Council meeting for January 22nd. All rise and say the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And I don't see Pastor.
No invocation.
I don't see a pastor, so we'll go right into the oath of office. Oath of office.
Yes.
Raise your right hand. Hu Tao, do you solemnly swear or affirm to support the Constitution of the United States and the state of Minnesota and the charter and ordinances of the city of Tracy? And do you faithfully discharge duties devolving upon you as member of city council of the city of Tracy to the best of your judgment and ability?
I do.
We have approval of the minutes.
I'd make that motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Most and second, is there any, right?
Yep.
Any objections? I'll make a motion.
The motion is second.
Approve. Yeah. Motion carries.
Better vote.
No, you have to.
Did we,
All in favor?
see, it's that nervous thing. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of the agenda that we have in front of us?
Mayor, we do have some deletions and some additions. 11A, Tracy Development Corporation introductions. Due to the weather, they were not able to make it, to be removed from the agenda.
Okay.
And then under 11G, discussion for continuation of the work session. And we'll add 11H, liquor store Super Bowl hours. I think that's it. That should be it.
Okay. Do we have a motion to do them as a correction? Is it
Move
corrected?
to approve the agenda as amended.
Second that?
Although in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Any conflicts of interest today? Hearing none, we'll move on. Public comment we can't do yet. Jason, do you want to do your,
You can do the public comment.
what?
You can do the public comment now.
Oh,
Not the public.
it's a hearing, we can't. Anybody from the public want to do something that is not on the agenda? Okay, hearing none. We'll move on to the department head since we can't have our hearing yet. Jason?
I really don't have anything for you other than what's in my council packet tonight, unless you have any questions on the activities for 2017 or the report that I gave you.
None for me?
Nope. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Can we go on since we don't, can't do the public hearing, so can we keep going on?
Yep, you can keep going.
Okay. So we will do the appointment of the pro temp. Is that just me?
That's just you.
What do we have to do for that one? Make a motion or?
The mayor appoints and it's approved by the council.
So I appoint Dave, if you're willing to do it.
Sure.
All those in favor?
I.
Oh, you can't.
I'll make a motion to appoint Dave as the mayor pro tem.
All those in favor?
Gotta get a second.
Oh, yeah, we have a second.
Okay. Now you can.
Now, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Dave.
Guess who's gonna be at every meeting from now on?
We have appointment to the Planning Commission. We have Shirley and we have Anthony Dimmers. Is there 2 spots open?
There are 2 spots.
Right, so then we will, anybody have,
What
Make
is,
a motion.
term remainders on those? And who gets what? So one of them would have to fill out, finish that one I indicated, the other one
yours,
for
yep.
Sarah Willite.
Yep. Sarah's, I believe this is the last year on her term.
Okay,
What was left on yours, any clue?
Is yours till 2020?
I'm thinking, I don't remember. Because I was out for the council and it stayed on. Phil.
You wanna go get it?
I can go get it so we know. for
Yeah,
sure.
I appreciate it.
You wanna go back to that?
Yeah,
yeah, we can do the wage scale for the Aquatic Center employees. Or-
It's the same as last year. Just had to modify it because the minimum wage went up. I think there's 2 categories there we had to change the starting on, so the rest of it's the same.
Do we have an motion to accept?
I'd make a
that?
motion to approve the wage scale for the Aquatic Center.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
So both terms will end in 2020.
Okay, so then it doesn't
Yep.
matter, right? Do we have an motion to appoint those?
I'd make a motion upon Shirley and Anthony.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Tracy Area Chamber request to waive fee for the use of the VMC Center for the Prairie Women's Expo.
We've done that in the past. I'd make a motion to honor their request.
I just have one question on it. It says, I know it's just probably a misprint, but it says use of the VMC from 8 a.m. on Friday, April 3rd to the 14th, so we just gotta make sure that.
Yep, and I've already
Is
addressed
the
that with
13th
her.
Is it the 13th and 14th or 3rd and 4th? I didn't check the calendar. 13th, 14th,
Yep,
just so that's right in there.
yep, and it's right in the, what will be signed tonight is correct.
Okay, just make sure.
Yep.
So we're second, yeah.
I'll
wait,
second
we're
that.
Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Clarifying regarding Tony's voting on the council seat replacement.
I've drafted a memorandum that's included in the packet. I will address any questions if anyone has any in regards to that. Basically, it's subjective, so so long as there's any personal conflict, the council member should identify it if they can't keep an open mind based upon the facts I've presented. If that does occur, they would just need to abstain from the vote on that applicant, but the applicable authorities and statute and city code are listed in the memorandum. Basically, like I said, if it rises to a level where that council member cannot be impartial, then they need to disclose that they cannot be fair and vote and then abstain.
On that opinion and that logic, Matt, if an individual supports a process that he might be named in, and i.e. a recall process, if they support it and agree with the process and aren't doing anything to get in the way of it, they should be able to vote on that also based on that logic. Is that true or not?
Yes, on the face of it, absent that person not being able to keep an open mind, yes, they should be able to vote unless they determine themselves that they can't.
And that's just for my clarification, is the reasons I was told not to vote on that, because they were questioning my ability to keep an open mind and be fair on it.
Correct, and like I said, as indicated in the memorandum, on the face of it, it's not an automatic conflict
Right.
of interest. So it has to be subjective to the individual where they disclose that they cannot be impartial.
Right.
And that's a non-contractual situation, and the city code addresses that basically verbatim in that situation. And
So I have no conflicts of interest, is what we're saying.
as long as you declare that and
I have
keep an
no
open mind,
conflicts with anything.
yep, so that is sufficient.
Thank you.
Okay, at our earlier work session, we discussed the fact of canceling the work sessions for the time being unless we feel a need that there's a special one. So we just need a motion for that.
I'll make the motion that we currently discontinue the work sessions and just start our regular meetings at 6:30, unless we see fit, and then we'll make it publicly known that we're gonna have a work session for some reason.
And I would second
All those in favor?
Aye.
that. Aye.
Opposed? We also, in our work session, Sandy decided that, or told us that the Super Bowl hours are gonna be open on Sunday from 11 to 3, right?
Yeah, she's requesting that.
Yeah, on Super Bowl Sunday.
Yep.
So do we have a motion, do we need a
We
motion
need
for
a
that?
motion.
Just
Do we need a
informational.
motion?
Not-
Just information?
I think it's just informational.
Yep.
Okay. We need a resolution, motion for the resolution of the gambling permit for St. Mary's.
I'd make that motion.
I'll second that.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Can't do that one yet.
The resolution, oh, the annex,
Gotta have
we
the
can't do
public.
that one. Okay. Do we want to, we're moving right along. Do we want to,
Probably do one more thing, one or two more.
we might as well do the consent calendar, huh? We have a motion to, approving the consent calendar?
Well, we have to.
I'd make a motion to approve the consent calendar without the breakthrough beverage amounts.
I would second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Then I'd make a motion to, on the consent calendar, for the payments of the breakthrough beverage.
Who has to do it?
Yeah, he has
He
to,
has to abstain.
so you have to second, because Steve can't vote. So is that,
Dave.
I mean,
I second
okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I'm just wondering, is my company gonna have to start paying to say the company name all the time for that?
Free
Little free
advertisement.
advertising?
Yeah. You know, we probably could get the municipal accounts receivable in there too, before our,
That's part of the consent.
That's the whole consent calendar. We're all done with that.
oh. Well, department heads, we did. The minutes are in that too.
And it's close enough, we could do the, it's a minute away.
Just like the cheat sheet up here for you for the public hearings on whatever they're for. Have somebody introduce what the issue is.
So we are going to do the public hearing. Shane, can you give us a brief on that?
So I probably wanted to describe it as public
Annexation
hearing
of the Red
for
Rooster
the
parcel.
annexation of the Red Rooster parcel.
The city received a petition by the Tracy Development Corporation. It included all the owners. The city accepted the petition previously. The public hearing is being held pursuant to statute. The ordinance has been drafted, and so long as the council approves it, the city can annex that portion of property and then bring it within the city limits to provide the necessary services to that parcel and the Tracy Development Corporation, the owners of that parcel.
Matt, I'm having a very difficult time hearing all of that. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm gonna step up.
Sure.
Did I hear you say that you have to bring infrastructure?
Nope.
Yep, if you want, don't mind.
I more or less recited, you guys submitted a petition, the city council approved that. You are the owners of the property, the Tracy Development Corporation, and the city has accepted that. Today's public hearing is to approve the annexation. The ordinance has been drafted and submitted And so long as the council approves that, then that property will be annexed within the city limits.
That's fine.
With city services.
I thought you brought up something about infrastructure at this time. We've talked nothing
And
about that.
partial of that is to provide the necessary services to that property. For the city.
And we're
services.
pleased to be included in the city. We only think it's right. If you're going to be adjacent to the city and you're going to demand city services, police, fire protection, infrastructure, sewer and water, we just think that all people should be connected and pay city taxes. That's our feelings. So, thank you.
And Monroe Township was contacted. They did not have an objection, so there is no...
There's no objections.
Anticipated objection by the township.
And I might share with the council, I went to that meeting, and just to share their concerns, number one is losing revenue. Like anyone, like us, farmers, businesses, it's a revenue loss. It's not a lot. They also shared some concerns that they were very appreciative that we came and visited with them. And they expressed that they haven't had that in past experiences when some properties, whether it was Dollar General or some land for the sewer and water, that no one met with them. And I think they felt a little jilted. So it might be just good business in the future that we visit personally with them. Okay.
Open up for public comment.
Anyone here from the public want to comment on the annexation?
Oh, it's just that it would make good sense to have that all connected and
And you refer it back to the council for action.
Okay, we'll refer it back to the council for action. Do we have
I'd like to say thank you to TDC for recognizing the importance of the city services and be willing to take that property into the city limits instead of out the township. I think it's a great idea. I would make the motion to approve the resolution 2018-8, annexing the property to the city of Tracy.
And I will second that.
all those in favor say aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I do want to say too, it is a good thing, Jim, that it's nice that you guys did go talk to them. Like you said, it's a nice thought to go talk to them ahead of time.
I did try to express that ultimately what could be good for the city could be good for them. As an example, if a large business were to come and a bigger tax base that would help the school and the county, obviously that could help the cost on their acreages too. So it can be a two-way street where you benefit. It might take some time. Is it going to happen overnight? No. But there could be some long-range benefits to help.
Okay, then the only other thing we have is new business as far as appointing the council member to refill my seat. But in our working session, we decided that we were going to appoint a committee of Dave and Kyle. And they're going to set up meetings and interview, and then they're going to bring recommendations back to the council.
Do you have a time frame?
We'll have it by next council meeting.
Okay.
My hope is next Monday or Tuesday to get with everybody and go from there. We'll work it out in our schedules, and then we'll work it out in everybody else's schedules. And I'll swing in tomorrow to get phone numbers from you so I can call everybody and set it up.
With that,
Motion or anything on.
You just probably table that or remove that. Probably table it until the next hearing.
is
60
there a
days,
motion
you're
to
not
table it or
appointing
no?
No, you just table it.
Just table it?
Yep.
So we'll be tabling that till the next meeting?
Yep.
Anything
Maybe
for
make a
mayor
motion
council?
to approve the committee that you've
Oh,
established.
just make a motion to appoint Cal and Dave to the hiring committee, the council appointment committee.
Can they second that?
Yeah.
All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Do we have a motion to adjourn? If we don't have any council,
On Mayor Council Communication, we talked about too at the working meeting, and I've been approached by people looking to update our equipment so they'll be able to hear it. And talking with Jim tonight, I don't know if there's something we can bring some speakers to the back so people back there can hear us also, as long as we look at this. We can do that. And the second issue that was brought up, again, from Jim and some other members of the outlying community, is they're wondering if we can have this streamed either via our website or streamed via YouTube.
It is on YouTube.
Is it streamed live on YouTube?
Not live.
Not live.
That's why, you're talking about streaming it live if we could. They wanted to know if they could and look into it.
I don't think because we talked about that.
We could, but it's expensive to do. I want to say it was a couple grand a year for the website.
The stream through the website?
Yeah.
If you stream it through Facebook or YouTube. Those avenues to look at. I'm not, and you know me well enough to know I don't like spending money unless I
Yeah.
have to. So if
I can
there's
get
other
some costs
possibilities.
together too.
Yeah.
Could I'm not sure of protocol here. Can I make a comment?
Do you want to come up here, Jim?
I did go on YouTube, and all your meetings are categorized. You probably know all this, so I'm speaking to the choir here. So I can pull off any past meeting and watch it. And to me, that's a big value. Does it have to be live? I don't think so. If it's posted the next day, I can watch it, and if I've got business I want to bring to the council, I can do it at the next meeting. So personally, I don't know if it's got to be live. If it's there, when does it go live? 2 days later?
Yeah, every day.
2 to 3, depending on when Adam.
I think that's perfectly adequate personally, so. That's,
I agree with that.
That's all I have.
I think we do have headsets too available for, like, if you're impaired. It does.
Picks up like here in here now?
Yeah, it's, what do they call it?
Oh, TDD.
TDD,
Yeah.
I think. But that,
Good to know. Motion
It is.
adjourned.
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.